What's going on, everybody? Hope y'all are doing well. My name is Cody.
And I'm Lena.
And today we're starting off the day like we start off most days. We're going to be going to the post office to drop off our orders that have come in over the past 24 hours. And then we're gonna go thrifting.
My goal is to find a Halloween bowl to put candy in because this is our first time in a home. We're excited for the trick-or-treaters and for Halloween decor and of course work.
So we'll bring you along with us and let's see what we find. Let's go.
Hello guys, I just yawned, so don't mind my teary eyes. But we found this today, and by we I mean me, and we had one of these previously, like 4 years ago, in a dark gray color.
Here's Mickey.
I'm gonna try on this Shein top in the fitting room.
Lena also got this Atlanta Braves tank top, 1996. LL Bean Sherpa vest, it's a 2X. So it is $8, but
wow.
I just checked, they go for like 45, so probably worth it.
So cozy.
Nice Ohio State University t-shirt.
I'm obsessed.
And then a Reds jersey.
Holy crap.
It is a really random player, Jason LaRue. I remember him when I was a kid, he was a catcher. I don't know, might get it, might not. There's only one listed on eBay for 50, it's $10. So we'll see. Got this Ohio State Made in USA 1990s hoodie, pretty awesome. Size XL, should be $40 or so. Having some decent luck so far. Got a whole bunch of WWE games, Xbox 360. They're all worth like $15 each or so, or $2.99. Xbox 360 for $20 with all the cables. Still have to test it to see if it works. For $5, got this pair of Fry boots. These are definitely going to be really good. Pair of Nike shoes for $5, pretty clean. Should do pretty well. And for $2.99, it just came up on the rare vintage band t-shirt. This is from 2001. It is Drowning Pool, and it is awesome. I will definitely take this. Just picked up this really cool Transformers figure here for $5. Got these 1983 Star Wars puffy stickers. Got a Commodore 64 in the box for $60. A bunch of old vintage hats, a bunch of Simpsons figures. It's turned into quite the day. We'll take it. From the year 2001, I got this Chicago Navy Pier t-shirt. I like the graphic on that. Got this vintage Macho Man Randy Savage plush. It does have a few holes in it, but even so, I think I can get $60 or so for it. What's going on, y'all? So we are back home. I'm doing some listing right now. I like to change things up. Sometimes I work up in my office and I like to use my light box. Other times I just come down here and take pictures of stuff down here on the carpet. The background is a little bit distracting, but it actually looks pretty decent when I take pictures, so I'm cool with it. Check this out, we just started decorating for Halloween. We got all these like little plastic bats that we put all over the place. So I think they look pretty cool. We've also got the fake spider webs out on the bushes outside. But anyhow, I've been buying a lot of really cool stuff lately at yard sales, kind of stuff to list throughout the cold months. So I just wanted to kind of show you a couple of the really cool items. I've been coming across some really cool stuff and I just wanted to show you. So I just wanted to highlight a few things. First of all, went to this yard sale like right down the street and the guy was super awesome. This guy was into hunting and he was selling a bunch of his old hunting stuff. So I ended up picking up this vintage Carhartt like blanket lined jacket. It's got the blaze orange. It's got the game pouch on the back where you can put your rabbits or birds in the back. And I asked him what he wanted for it and it was so funny. He was like, well, it is Carhartt, so I think I need to get $5 for it. So I got this for $5, listed it last night, and it literally sold this morning for $180 plus $20 shipping. So the buyer paid over $200 after tax for this item. So amazing sale there. I love finding Carhartt stuff. It sells super quick for me. It's like one of my favorite items to sell. That same yard sale, I also picked up this Carhartt vest, which I just listed for $50 plus shipping. So really happy about that pickup. So I stopped and met up with the guy who was selling a bunch of vintage trucker hats. How you doing, man? So I ended up meeting up with this guy 3 different times. He was doing like a house clean out, and this guy was doing a house clean out, and so he kept just like messaging me and saying, hey, I found another box of hats, do you want them? So I ended up buying like over 200 hats from the guy. I think I gave him like 150 bucks total. I bought some other items from him as well. I wanted to kind of like show you kind of what we're working with here. I got a couple of these like Kodak Olympics hats. They are new with the tags, but what's really exciting, this is another kind of cool one, just camel like corduroy hat, nothing crazy. These are like $30 hats. I got a whole bunch of K Products brand hats. So K brand, I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not, but on the inside of the snap there, it's K brand, made in USA. So some of these can be quite valuable. It really doesn't matter like what's actually on the hat, but some of these go for good money. I think I've listed a lot of these for like 50 bucks plus shipping with best offer terms on. Got Sherwin-Williams. I've had a lot of interest in this one at like 50 bucks, but I've got it listed for I think 80 plus shipping right now. Another one of those 3 stripe truckers I was talking about. But yeah, these are just like old vintage trucker hats. This is another K Products here, another K Products. So these can be super valuable. So I'm planning on listing a lot of these for, you know, pretty high asking prices with best offer turned on, and just they're gonna sell over time. I'm gonna be making a ton of money on this, but this one's really cool. The snap-on with the embroidered like wrenches on the bill, really cool. Where's my favorite one here? This one's probably my favorite. It's a vintage Campbell's Soup Company from Napoleon, Ohio. And it's got like the little Napoleon guy there. So I thought this one was super cool. I had this one listed for a crazy price of $150. It's the only one like it I could find on the internet. So we'll see what happens. On top of that, I found at another yard sale 2 bags of wrestling figures. There's tons of them. Most of them seem to be dated from like 2011 through 2017. So a bunch of mixed years in there. They were $5 per bag. I also got a bunch of accessories like tables and benches and ladders and stuff to go along with these guys. So I should be making decent money on them. I also picked up the entire wrestling ring. So there's like a cage with the ring, the WWE logo in the center. Just thought it was so cool. These aren't really worth a ton of money, but maybe I'd lot these guys up with this. We'll see what happens. Let's see, another cool thing. I got this Star Trek USS Reliant model. It is from the early 90s. It's still sealed in the packaging. There is a little bit of box damage, but I saw some of these going for like 70 bucks. Comps are kind of all over the place on this one. So they are kind of banged up, but I still think that they're really awesome. I might just remove this plastic front cover, so as you see it is cracked there. They are damaged, but these things are really neat. They are Budweiser Clydesdale horses, like light up shadow boxes that you hang on your wall. I've seen sold comps anywhere from like $80 for the pair all the way up to a couple $100 for the pair. I'm going to do the best I can to kind of make them as presentable as possible, list them, and hopefully they'll sell. They should be pretty quick sellers, I think. From that same guy that sold me the Carhartt stuff, this is a vintage Buck knife. This is really awesome. So Buck is a really good brand to look out for. It's got the original sheath, and this is a Buck 105. So a really cool hunting knife. This is from the 80s, and it's worth about 60 to 80 bucks. Probably gonna keep this because I do have like a little mini knife collection, and this thing is really sweet. Very high quality, well made. So probably gonna hang on to this one. I paid $5 for this as well. I got this pretty amazing Rocky 3 action figure set. This is Polly, Apollo Creed, and Rocky. You can see them all right there. This was sold in KB Toys in the year 2006, and there are sold eBay comps of anywhere between like $90 and $200 depending on condition. Mine I think is actually pretty good. Like there's a little bit of box wear, but really not too much. All in all, pretty good shape. So I listed it for I think 140 plus shipping. Just kind of seems like that's kind of the realistic range where I'm going to be able to actually sell this thing relatively quick. So yeah, super excited. This was a super awesome pickup. I paid a lady at a yard sale 60 bucks for a whole bunch of stuff. She did know that this had some value, but I bundled it with some other items and I was able to get a pretty good deal on it, so I'm definitely gonna make some good profit. All right, so I'll spare you some of the less exciting items that sold over the weekend. We'll just get into the cool stuff. So first off, I've got this vintage 3-stripe trucker hat, sold for $49. So I made a gigantic buy of probably about 200 vintage hats a couple days ago. But these 3-stripe truckers, it really doesn't matter what the subject matter is. So this is Bill Jack's Rental Centers, sold for 49 bucks. They really don't have to be anything crazy as far as subject matter goes. But yeah, these 3 stripes on the side, vintage truckers, they go for really good money. So 49 bucks out the door. Here we have a vintage US Army M65 cold weather field jacket. These things are pretty awesome. I actually have 2 of them right now. This one sold for $87. The buyer was all in. This is a vintage Nike windbreaker jacket. It's cotton lined. It's got the original Nike tag. As you can see, it's got the white tag there. Originally in stores was selling for $80. Looks like at one point it was reduced down to $19.99. Well, I sold it for $67.88. Here we have a vintage Ohio State University Buckeyes fitted hat. This is a size 6 7/8, sold for $29.99. Copy of Sonic 3D Blast for the Sega Genesis sold for $49.99 from that lot of Sega games I bought about a month back, and these are selling through really well. I started with 20 of them, and now I have about 4 left. So this is a Commodore 64 computer, and it's complete in the box. It's got the original styrofoam inserts, along with all of the power cords and AV cables. Also came with the floppy disk drive, which I already sold for like $90. The buyer was in over 100 bucks for that. I just sold this for $240 all in for the buyer. And then what else do I have? I have some other small little accessories. Oh, I got a monitor with this. So I got an old 80s computer monitor, which I still have yet to list, but tested, everything works. One of the perks of having all the cables is I was able to actually hook this thing up, turn it on, make sure everything fired on. And so yeah, pretty good money. I paid $60 for all of the components, and I'm just gonna go ahead and pack this sucker up and get it out. And for the coolest sale that we had over the weekend, we have this Disney Store Mickey Mouse Halloween decoration. It's got the jack-o'-lantern here. Takes 2 AA batteries, and it has like a little flickering light bulb in there that looks like a candle, so that's pretty cool. This guy sold for $190. I paid $19.99 for it at Salvation Army like 2 weeks ago. I knew I wanted to list it really quick because now's the season to be selling Halloween stuff. There are a bunch of these listed online for like $350, but I really didn't see any selling at that price, so I went with kind of a more realistic price, and it sold pretty quick for me. I'm happy to get this thing out the door. I am gonna have to spend some time packing this guy up real carefully because it is kind of fragile and it is going out to California, but I'm just gonna put a bunch of bubble wrap, get a really nice sturdy box, and it should make it there just fine. So I think that's gonna do it for this video, everybody. Once again, we really appreciate you watching. Hope to see you on the next one. Peace.